And we're doing some sound effects for our pivot animation using a program that's free called ClipChamp. We're using a bunch of sound effects that we got a while back from Alan Becker, and they're all free and accessible to you. You need to go to my playlist on adding sound effects to ClipChamp. But I want you to hear this right now, so I'm going to stop talking and let me hit play. Okay, now it's not done. There's other sounds I want, but how do we get these sounds so they're so locked in and so good? I'm going to go back and I'm going to duplicate this project and I'm going to start over. I'm just going to make a copy, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these sounds. I'm going to show you how I got to that process through this. Now, there's a whole other video on how to get the sound effects. I'm just going to recommend that you get steps, whoosh, and thud. That's going to get you 90% of what you need for your project. And I'm going to shrink my face down here. So how do we do this? How do we line things up perfectly? Well, one, you want to zoom in. So one, you want to zoom in as far as you can go, because that's going to really let you see very detailed one shot at a time. Then I'm using the arrow keys left and right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the very first thing that happens right here. He jumps up. So right there where his body leaps up in the air, I'm going to insert a footstep. Let's hit plus on this right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to place it exactly where it started. So let's see if that worked. Yep, perfect. Now I can click on that sound and then I can go to audio and I can adjust the volume if I want it to be kind of a quieter thing. And I kind of do, because he's just like leaping off the ground. Maybe when he lands right there, I'm going to go right. I'm going to look right where his body stops moving, which is right there. I'm using the left and right arrows to kind of figure out where it stops. It's right there. I'm going to place another sound right there. I'm going to place another footstep sound. Maybe I'm going to put grass step. Okay, so let's listen to that now. And I'm clicking on this little timeline here. Perfect. That sound is a little loud, so I'm going to lower it just a little bit. I suggest setting your system volume to, 70 to 80%. Don't have it down super low because you're going to miss some details that are important. Rather than turn your volume down, adjust the volume of the sound effect, if that makes sense. Okay, so don't turn your volume on your computer down. Turn the sound down if it is too loud, if it hurts your ears, because it will hurt your viewers' ears too. Okay, now I want to get these steps that he takes. So he does like a little, actually, I'm going to whoosh him. Whoosh right there. See how his body moves? I'm going to, right here, I want a little whoosh, like a little whoosh. So I'm going to put whoosh, low slow-mo, whoosh big, whoosh. I'm going to hit plus. Yeah, that's good. Let's hear that now. And I'm going to lower that whoosh because it feels a little extreme. I like it, but it's like too much. And then he's going to take those two steps. So I'm going to find the first step, right? He kind of starts moving right there. So I'm going to start a little grass step and place it right there. And I'm going to lower it a little because it's not a super strong step. He's kind of like pushing off. But then right there. Step, step. I'm going to do another grass step right there. Plus. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm really liking that. Okay, so I got a step right there. Got a step there. And then he's going to jump. So I'm going to do another like footstep one right there. And I'm also going to add a slow-mo whoosh when he jumps. Bop, right there. I'm going to add this whoosh big, or whoosh slow-mo, because he basically goes into a slow-mo. So let's listen to that whole sequence. Oh, yeah. And then I want to get a little thud when he hits the ground. Right there. See how his body hits right there? So I'm going to put a thud. Thud medium. Thud deep. I think medium. Thud smaller? No, it's this one. Thud medium. Let's watch that. Yeah. And then I want a little slide. So I'm going to add a little whoosh for when his body is like sliding, kind of like a little tiny one. I'm going to use my arrow keys. Let's use the arrows to watch where this is happening. Also, sometimes your computer's going to buffer, so you might want to wait a second if it's not moving with you. He hits there, and then he sort of, that's the thud. And then I'm going to add a little whoosh. Whoosh, big, slow. And I'm going to lower the volume so it sounds a little more like a slide. And let's just see how that sounds. All these together. I think that's pretty cool. Let's watch the entire thing from start to finish. You know what I'm the only thing I'm missing now is a car engine, and I'm going to try and find that. And if you want to look at how I find other sound effects, you can go and watch my videos in my ClipChamp playlist, which is right here. I will show you. Where is it? Here it is. You go to the Mr. Giles YouTube channel, Guiles. You go to playlists, and under playlists, there's one called Adding Sound Effects into Pivot using ClipChamp.
It's that time of...
And there's a whole bunch of videos in this series, how to download free sound effects. That's the one you want to find. So I hope that's helpful. We've tried to be helpful. And we will see you next time. I can't wait to hear what you've made.